look at, the central part of India, the western part of India, Rajasthan and Maharashtra in particular, the Vidarbha belt. How do you see the battle there, heating up?
It's interesting, and let me start on a personal note. It's always wonderful to see Mr. Iyer. I've had wonderful conversations with him on a range of subjects. And he makes a very interesting point about Tamil Nadu, the only state which is going in a single phase of voting. Every other state is, going across multiple phases. And especially the center part of India and the western part of India, that becomes interesting because in 2019, the ruling coalition had a clean sweep, almost a clean sweep across all these things. The distinction is down south, the ruling coalition did not have as much success. Now, one thing that Mr. Iyer hinted towards was the fact that in Tamil Nadu, which was earlier a two-cornered contest, now it's going to be a three-cornered contest. Allies who have parted ways and the incumbent party. The other interesting part is that in all of these, in all the contests that we are talking about, the primary issue also to be focused on is in Tamil Nadu, there is an opposition party which is ruling the state, and in the western part of the country and in the central part of the country, it is the ruling alliance which is in the governing seat. How much does the state's performance play into the electoral fortunes of candidates contesting Lok Sabha elections will be keenly watched, I think, and that's the separation that will draw the north, the west and the center and the south.
Okay, Shekhar, when one sees elections, assembly elections just get over in November, to get that resources together, to put everything together again for a big general elections, 4 to 5 months later, how big is it a challenge, especially on the ground, to put everything to rejuvenate and get everybody going, for this big election?
Yeah, you see, the challenge is more for the opposition, particularly for the Congress, especially in states like Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, because they just lost an assembly election. And since then, the mood and the morale of the rank and file has been a big question. And on the other hand, it was the Prime Minister who led the BJP campaign in the assembly elections also. And when it comes to parliamentary elections, we have seen a pattern like a state in Rajasthan, where, even when the voters chose Congress for the assembly seats, when there was the last elections, when it came to Lok Sabha elections, in those very places, you saw BJP win the parliamentary seats.
Okay.
There is a distinction being made by the voter. When he wanted a change in the state, he chose Congress, but when it came to Lok Sabha, he preferred the Prime Minister Modi. So there are these patterns which we are seeing, and definitely for the Congress, it has already been said that there are 200 plus seats where the Congress is in direct battle with BJP. So the big question is how much of that battle between the Congress and the BJP in those 200 plus seats are going to be such that where Congress can really pose a very big challenge to Prime Minister Modi.
Okay.
That is a point that we are going to see through the first phase till the 7th phase.
Okay, from the first to the 7th phase, this particular battle. Let's also quickly, touch base with our reporters on the ground, who are very much close to how the action is unfolding. Shishir joining us from Mumbai, and we've got Anabarsan Elango joining us from Chennai to take it forward. Vishal, let me first come to you. Rajasthan has seen many interesting battles. How do you see as we hit the mute button with 48 hours to go for that first phase of voting? How do you see things, now settle down, especially when it comes to the voters and also the political candidates?
Well, a very good evening to you, Anil. That was quite interesting when we hit the mute button. Yes, now the time is very less for the 12 seats that go for elections in the first phase. And there are 25 seats in Rajasthan, as Shekhar was telling us that Rajasthan has always chosen, at least for the last two consecutive elections, BJP. And when we talk about BJP, it is the face of the Prime Minister that Rajasthan votes. Now BJP last time scored 24 out of 25 seats. So even if BJP loses one seat to Congress, it would be a huge gain for Congress party in Rajasthan. And if BJP wins 25 seats all in Rajasthan, then also it is not going to affect the fortunes of Congress, which has not done well as far as the two consecutive Lok Sabha elections are concerned. When we talk about the issues, let me tell you that there are no big issues here, though the drinking water issue has been there for a very long time. But Prime Minister time and again has been raising the issue of the Eastern Rajasthan Canal project. And he said that in 100 days of Bhajanlal government in Rajasthan, we have sorted out the issue in agreement with Madhya Pradesh, in agreement with Haryana. So it's a huge achievement for Rajasthan, and also the OROP, one rank, one pension issue.
Okay, Vishal, I'll ask you to hold your thoughts. Let me dip down south. Let me get Doordarshan here. This particular, there's an interesting battle that's brewing, especially in south, and that's going to be the big focus in phase one. How do you see it play out there in Tamil Nadu and Puducherry in particular?
As the first time Tamil Nadu is facing a triangular fight between all the three alliances of DMK, ADMK and BJP. So this is the first time. Before the 2014 and 2019, there is always a DMK or ADMK, the shift between both of them, and this time the NDA, the ADMK split with the BJP, so the NDA formed their own alliances with the regional parties like a PMK and all, and also the DMK. So all the three alliances, this election result would be a very important one, because all are key on to 2026, the state election. Particularly the DMK, they came in 2021 and the MK Stalin became a chief minister on first time. So last 3 years, the anti-incumbency, the flood-related situation in southern district and Chennai, and also the aiadmk, recently they split, they break alliance with the BJP. They need to ensure that they are still in the main player in the state. And the BJP, the emerging as an important player in Tamil Nadu, they become a major player in various constituency. They fielded star candidates. They fielded even the state president Annamalai and South Chennai, the former governor. So all the three alliances are in tough fight. We need to wait and watch this election. It should be a ADMK or DMK, or it should be a
it's a triangular contest. Let me quickly get Shishir here joining us from Maharashtra. Shishir, the Vidarbha region, the 5 seats that go to poll. How do you see, as we've hit that pause button, especially when it comes to the campaign, how do you see the candidates and the political battle and the political campaign that the candidates have had till date?
Well, absolutely, Anil. This time around, we've seen quite a multifaceted kind of political battle in Maharashtra. Why I'm saying this, because even though on a large number, on large picture, you can see the NDA and the India Alliance, but if you deep down here, you will see that there will be two factions of Shiv Sena, there will be two factions of NCP. And that's the reason this time around the equation has changed completely. Although, in the first phase, the 5 seats will be going on poll, but to decide those candidates for these 5 seats also become very big task for all these parties. Obviously, NDA has got upper hand here because NDA's numbers and NDA's name have already been announced, and that's the reason they got quite a good amount of time to go for the campaigning here. And that's the reason even in the first phase, the Eastern Vidarbha region I'm talking about, we have seen here that the fight between India and India Alliance at this point in time is quite neck to neck. I'm telling you this neck to neck because obviously the India Alliance, that BJP and other alliances got upper hand. But even India Alliance trying very hard to gain their ground again, because that was earlier the Congress bastion, but now over a period of time, BJP and Shiv Sena has tackled it quite well, and that's the reason the BJP and NDA has got the upper hand in the Eastern Vidarbha region. Now, will they maintain that bastion again? They'll retain that is a major question, and how the Congress will fight back to again gain a position in Eastern Vidarbha region. That's an important aspect that India Alliance and India Alliance is fighting on these 5 seats in Eastern Vidarbha region.
Okay, we're going to leave it there. Thank you. I appreciate all the 3 journalists there on the ground who joined us this evening. Vishal Baristo, Shishir Shelar from Maharashtra there in Mumbai, and also Doordarshan joining us from Chennai, getting us the latest on what's happening on the ground, because that's where the news is on the ground. Also, the Great Indian Election is your one-stop show on weekdays on all that matters in Indian elections of 2024. What could be the region that could be a part of our deep dive on Thursday night. Countdown for the first phase of voting begins. We track the states from the east and the north in phase 1 of voting and how they matter as India decides in 2024. Join us as we look at the candidates, states and all that matter this election season on the Great Indian Election at 8:30 p.m. IST and 1500 hours GMT only on DD India. Well, our image of the day, 2 sorties in a ICE 172 chopper saved a few days' trek for a team of polling officials as they carried EVM, VVPATs and other polling materials to 4 of the remotest polling station in India's Arunachal Pradesh. Take a look.
कोई बोलना कोई तोलना ये देश अनमोल हमारा कोई बोलना कोई तोलना ये देश अनमोल हमारा ये लोकतंत्र है हमसे और यही कल है हमारा भारत के विकास में मतदान जरूरी हमारा
Well, that's all we have time for. It's time for me to say goodbye to the 2 guests who joined us this evening. Chakshu Roy here in the studios with us. Shekhar Iyer, a pleasure having you always. We're going to have longer deliberations here, but time for me to say goodbye here. That's it from me and my entire team of the Great Indian Elections. You can connect with us on Facebook, X and Instagram. Well, it's time for me to say goodbye. Stay safe. Take care. Bye for now.